You ready? Are you ready? Okay. Did you survive? Said no. Did you survive the first part? Yeah, the first part. I know it's a long and detailed. But you know what it is? I cannot keep it contained in the same other word. God's word is so big, it's so expound. I'm using a new word. Expansive. Expansive. I expound and expansive. So expansive. I made a new word. I made a new word. Because I'm like, yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? And so you see the shirt says, why not? No, nothing is not mine. This is Matthew B says, why not? Like in full bloom. We have a lot of Matthew B stuff we wear here and there, but it means Matthew B says, why not? I mean, why not? Like, like we seen the line is defiant. Like, I hear you and I understand, yeah, I understand and stuff, and it's like, cool, if it's just to hear your opinion on stuff. And then I say, yeah, but why not? With God's word, why not give me the full word? Why not give me everything? I don't want to give me the word. So, I'm going to go to, let's go to this. We're going to read more of the little summary of what this Heritage Bible gives about Ecclesiastes in the Bible, Old Testament. And then go to the break, the little audio reading of it, so you give my voice a rest at the same time you get to see it. And then I'll stop it at periodic times so that you see what it is. And then the Bible is self-explanatory. And I think it's so interesting. It's just, I can't even put words in to say what it means, but just like, I'm very grateful for what it is and what it stands for. Okay? So let's go ahead. This one's called, and you'll hear noise in the back, and you hear the clinking of plates and things and food, because this is a breakfast time. I'm having the kids they're being held hostage while we're gonna read this stuff. You should have interrupted it. We're hearing all that stuff going on there. The cat might jump across the table. We have ants trying to listen to the word too in the Bible. I got some little things about ants to put to some of the shirts. We got some stuff for them. And they're very smart. Tiny they are. And look how tiny they are, and they have life. Who could have done such? It's a good guy. Good guy. So we'll continue. Ecclesiastes. We'll continue a little bit to catch up in the past and go back to what we have now coming to the one in the present. So, I'm practical. The speaking Ecclesiastes, summarizing again. The speaking Ecclesiastes, in case this is part 2. In Ecclesiastes speaks not only in the character of Koheleth, and I say, who's that? Look at part 1. But it usually means Solomon. Koheleth is the word, and words meaning the words of the preacher. As Ecclesiastes is called the preacher. So, it'll come together better once we start to read and see, because he's a preacher. He's really doing some good work there. That's where you get the modern word preacher from? Maybe. And pastors. The speaking Ecclesiastes speaks not only in the character of Koheleth, but in that of the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Chapter 1, verse 1. So far as this clause is concerned, the king in question might be either Solomon or any other king of the dynasty, or might be the ideal king. He's represented in chapter 1, verses 12, as king over Israel. To give you a little preview of what to come. Like remember those, what they call crib sheets before they give you those or the notes when you have like a big passage. What do they call those sheets? What's the crib sheets?
Draft.
No, a draft. It's like a prelude, but it's like when you have the cliff notes. It's like a little cliff note of what to come. Yeah, he's represented. This is like summary here. He's represented in chapter 1, verse 12, as king over Israel and as distinguished for wisdom, for his luxuries, for his great enterprises in building and in business, right? These marks fit Solomon better than any other king of the dynasty, unless possibly Uzziah, Uzziah. And remember, these videos might be long and lengthy, but there's a reason why they are this way. We want you to cherish them by the grace of God and to listen to them when you have a long block of time, or a short time, and watch them in bursts and increments. I watch things too that are hour long, 2 hour, 3 hour long. I watch small ones too, but I like the big stuff sometimes because I'm doing a project and I want to hear that thought. I want to hear those things like one about so recently about the conveniences of the modern age, how we've gotten things, how we will start off and things like making supermarkets and cars and stuff, all these things, and how food preparation, everything is happening from back then. I'm like, wow. I'm like, if nothing new has happened under the sun, everything is continued as it was, in the sense that it's like there's something not the same exact, but it's like there's nothing new created that was not it doesn't have the same building blocks or the same idea or ingenuity of it. Yes, you have cars, SUVs and stuff versus cars. What will be coming in the future? It's still transport. You have different way of food preparation, but it's still food preparation. Like that. Bottled water. I'm sorry. Okay. And I hope my breath not killing you guys. Forgive me. Let me know if I need to eat something that won't kill you guys' breath. I like it was one little smooth this morning. I'm like, oh, please. So whenever they watch this, hopefully they'll make it to the end of the video. If they're passing out, see the cameras at the drop. My breath is kung fu style. Okay. These marks fit Solomon better than any other king in the dynasty, unless possibly Uzziah. However, it is not absurd to apply to Solomon even the phrase, all that were before me over Jerusalem, or in Jerusalem. Chapter 1, verse 16 and 2, verse 7 and 9, and Chronicles, First Chronicle, First King. On the basis of linguistic and philosophic arguments, the book is often assigned to an anonymous author of the post-exilic period. These arguments, however, are not always convincing. Early Jewish and Christian tradition ascribed the book of to Solomon. There is a statement in Batra 15a, I don't know what that is, to the effect that Hezekiah and his company wrote Ecclesiastes. Oh, that's interesting. I never knew that before. That was only, so I think it's Solomon still. However, this is not to deny Solomonic authorship. Not Masonic. Solomonic. Just differentiate that. For the meaning is probably that Hezekiah and his company merely edited the text. I can work with that. No question of admitting the book to the Old Testament canon was ever raised, but it was challenged because of the agnostic quality of some of its content. That's interesting. Agnostic meaning that they changed the meaning of, I'm not saying Solomon did, but agnostic usually means that people change the meaning of, they kind of reverse the meaning of God and Satan and things like they make good evil and evil bad. But I never see that thing. That's interesting. Let me see. But it was challenged because of the agnostic quality of some of its content. And who knows? Like they've tampered with other parts of the Bible and other different denominations, other books. They may have. This King James version is one of many different versions of Bible. You know, New King James and New International, all this stuff. But people are always trying to tamper with it. But I still believe that even when all this stuff happening here, like they see the world and everything around you, you can still find some nuggets of truth and the truth of reality of everything in there by continuing looking through the whole thing and taking it as one encompassing big structure as opposed to just like, this is it. God says God says to try the spirits. All be willing to learn and to apply and see and seek out more knowledge and wisdom, you know? But don't go doing things that will risk your life and endanger yourself or others for the sake of trying to show like, look what I can do. Okay? That kind of thing of like living and risking your life for stuff. But there's knowledge and wisdom everywhere. And God can give it to you just sitting in visions and dreams, as Regine mentioned in the other video, in prophecies and other things. But they always say the way you can tell it where a person is a true prophet or and their words are really true and apropos and been appropriate is if the words come true and they're actually put to the test. Is it practical? Is it applicable? I believe they are. And a lot of questions are answered there. And it also brings a lot of questions to mind and say, why do we do what we do? And what's the effect of it? And do we understand that? We have to give account for it. So he said, it was challenged because of the agnostic quality of some of its contents. And every time, on closed examination, the challenge was decided in its favor. Some of the early writers, like Jerome and Thomas Aquinas, held the view that the book consists of a dialogue in which various problems are discussed. The unity of the book, however, is not denied by them. The whole book, the whole Bible. This book is variously interpreted, and including the Bible and that book, the book of Ecclesiastes. This book is variously interpreted. Therewith and Nobel, Knobl, take the ground that the author inclines towards a moral Epicureanism. Epicurism. Big word. It is held that the prevailing one tone of the book is one of disillusionment and despair. Because some people can get very depressed while reading it. But I think if you read it closely, it says, understandably, that there's good and bad things. If people are sad and depressed or something like that, there are things that can make very depressed our spirits and our hearts and our minds and make us think like, what's the purpose? It's like, it's just, I give up. But other thing says, no giving up. The theme of the Bible says, despite it all, stand firm on God's word. Do not ever think of bowing the knee or give up. Stand firm, stand strong. So it matches. I mean, I read it already. You know, this is just a summary. I read this a long time ago, like 20 years plus, but it still applies. Let me see. The unity of the book, the book is very interpreted. It is held that the very tone of the book is one of disillusionment and despair. There are tones who assess that the teaching of Ecclesiastes is at variance with the teaching of the gospel. But all these accusations are based on a misunderstanding of the book and of the points of view of the author. The key to the proper understanding of the book is chapter 12, verse 13 and 14. That's what he says in the end. You know, you hear the whole matter. There can be no higher purpose in life than this. The author is addressing the general public whose view is bounded by the horizons of this world. He meets them, it's so tiny, my poor eyes. He meets them on their own ground and proceeds to convict them of its inherent vanity. You know, let's look at what vanity means, huh? Like a vanity mirror. Yeah. His book is in fact, a critique of secularism and of secularized religion. The melancholy refrain Vanity of vanities, all is vanity, is not his verdict upon life in general, but only upon the misguided human endeavor to treat this world as an end in itself. Similar to what we're saying in verse 1. There's more to life than what we think. Like Transformers, more than meets the eyes. Don't copyright me, please. Okay. His immediate concerns is to dispel all false hopes of man so that he may be brought to the hope which is sure and steadfast. Hebrews 6 verse 19. He relates, the author of the book of Ecclesiastes, which I believe is Solomon, his experiences in life. He tried everything to find the true meaning of life. Life, however, in all its very many aspects, is completely without meaning apart from God. This is the theme of the book. I agree with that. Let me see how I should do this. I'm gonna let the Notabrick, the Bible, I have a Bible app on the phone, read it for yourself. And so you're going to get to Ecclesiastes. After, you get to Old Testament, you go to Psalms, let's go to, say you can, let's go in general. So what is in Ecclesiastes? We have to start with Genesis first. It goes here. Genesis, Exodus, there's a song I told you guys before, right? Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth and 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings and 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, and come the book of Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes. We stop here. Okay? We'll see the rest when you get to it on. Start with Ecclesiastes. After Proverbs and Psalm. PPE. Personal protective equipment. PPE. Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes. Solomon is David's son. David wrote Psalms and Solomon wrote Proverbs. Right after each other. Like that. Solomon also believed came from Solomon. He says Song of Solomon, right? Oh, there's somebody write about him. Interesting. I will get to that part when we get to it. But that's the only one I've never really read. No, I read it a lot, but it's like, it's very romantic, but at the same time, some people said it's a song. I guess it is a song, right? But how does the rhythm go? Can somebody play it, maybe put it in a nice thing? No cursing. A nice song, please, I can understand what Song of Solomon is, because I've only skipped that one of all the books in the Bible. I've read a little bit here and there, but I never really go into it because I'm like, it's so like my this, right? It's almost like a betrothed, it's singing to my beloved, my romantic. Then it's like my hair is as dark as the sun. Some people say, I love it, it's romantic, I love it. I'm like, yeah, but I don't really get it. And you see how different it is? Like the disciples, they all wrote different passages. Like you have the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. All the same story of Jesus, but some of them did it from a religious point of view this way, some did it from a medical point of view, some did it from a love point of view. All different, but yet the same thing. All different versions of the same thing. And I'm like, it's still about God. So one day I'll tackle it, right? And Joy talks about it too, but I'm like, I still can't get it fully. It's interesting to me. I'm like, it's so romantic. I'm like, it's so deep. It's like, it's so passionate. And I'm like, I can't say that. Oh, but it's like, it's not nude. It's not cursing. There's not bad things in it. It's just, it's very deep. Somebody make a video and show me, and then send it to me. Tell me I found it. No cursing, please. Okay. So Ecclesiastes. Let's go. After Proverbs, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes. Let's get the computer this thing ready. So I'm gonna boot up the Notabrick, and I promote them. They're actually good. How did they drop to the bathroom 20 times already? It's pretty good. It's tough. Notabrick. Notabrick. I got this on Amazon. Made. What's it called? Model Kibe. I don't see this one anymore. They had a new version on Amazon. I got it from. It's actually about $20-something. Pretty good. It's tough. It said made in China. Made in China. Input DC thing. It has good bass. I know I found another thing to make good bass and stuff for music. If you play it nice, put it on top of like a empty bin, and close the bin and put it on top of the bin. You make some serious bass like a subwoofer. And that's how Mars had the subwoofer in the trunk, huh? All distracted.
Ecclesiastes.
Don't be trying to up read this now. Everything I tell you, I'm making practical. She's trying to nudge me. Ecclesiastes. It applies. You see what I'm saying? You see the Bible comes to mind. It brings everything you do in life in general to mind. I'm gonna weave it together.
Focus on speaker.
I'm focused on speaker. I'm gonna mute all of them. I want to focus on God's word. I hear the word. Here's the thing. So all the stuff you see around you, everything you hear, everything like that, so is that. And I'll put this thing. I'm a mansplainer all year. No comments regarding the speaker's word. I'm a mansplainer.
What's you speaking?
Yeah, I'm speaking. When I speak, after the speaker. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That speaker, no, when I speak. Yeah. Don't try to redirect me back to the version. I'm gonna stay with this. I'm gonna cut the video. Cut now. Keep it real. I'm gonna talk about the word. I'm gonna mix it up here and there. I have a reason with it. I was gonna go and come back and forth. Cut the video. What is this one? Cut the video? No, cut the video. Keep it going. You sure? You sure you wanna hear more of this? Okay. Fine. Oh, okay. So They call me preacher. I won't speak over this. It's Ecclesiastes. So nobody rush the speaker. Please. No nudges, no knees, no ham chocks, no chop blocks, no dimming the camera, and no sleeping. Come on, just checking. Okay? So we go. Ecclesiastes, a beautiful one. Ecclesiastes, or the preacher. These proverb-like musings of a gentle cynic, like, are you so cynical? Express a more pessimistic solution to the problems of human life than that found in the dialogues of Job. Was she just speaking according to what you guys are telling me in the video? Stick to the verse. Maybe she's really getting some channeling from them. Well, we don't believe in the witchcraft channeling stuff. We're just saying that. That's just a word. Okay, I don't mean that word. Okay, I'm sorry I said the word channeling. I mean, maybe she's getting some vibes from you guys. It's just telling you, that's a hard crowd out here. Look at the flowers out there. So beautiful. Change the topic. Okay. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. Okay. But when I read it the first time too, it looks so sad. There's also one called Lamentations. Have you read that one? That sounds even more sad. But when you read about it, it's almost like saying God's like, I'm lamenting, I'm crying, I'm hurting from what you guys are doing. Hurting for what my creation, my humanity, my people, what created my image, I'm doing. So when I read this, I'm actually taken back and I'm like, wow. You mean the person who had all the money, all the wealth, all the women, because God likes women, right? I won't say husband, but he didn't have a husband, so I'm saying women, right? But let's put it the other way. You mean he had everything a person who could desire in this world? Gold, riches, wealth, land, houses, palaces, pageantry, the royal palace, the royal prince of the Duchess of Cumberland, like the British and pomp and circumstance. Why we have a king still? Aren't we all like children of God? Saying, what is that king? Are you a king? Am I a king? I know King Jesus. Anybody else in the world? No one's equal. So why is that king on the earth here? You give them a name and a title, but they understand. Are they humble to God? If they're not, I point to them because where's the king over here? No matter. This thing has been gone away with. This thing of kings and stuff, stop now. Okay? God only. King of kings, Lord of lords. Maybe he did, but you can call yourself a ruler or ruler for the time, but better be focusing, better be a good ruler for God. Or else we'll remove you from that. Like Nebuchadnezzar, he was a king, right? King Nebuchadnezzar. No king left forever. He's dead right now. But I believe he'll be saved because of what he's done and he's changed his life after when he humbled himself and see that the Almighty God is the one that's supposed to be worshipped. So, I'm going to stick to Ecclesiastes, but I'm just letting you know, these people in this world, in this nation, our time now, couldn't be thinking of the past to what's to come. Or it could be the last generation. I hear it could be the last generation. I don't know. God said no one knows the time of the hour, so I'm not going to set any date and time. But I'm saying if you look at the signs of the times, it tells us we're living in some very interesting and dynamic times. We have to take it seriously of what's happening. Not to us to read some passages. I don't just read this and say, I have to go back to my life. No, I'm saying, what does this mean? Why did God say what he said now? And I'm thankful that he did say what he said. Because when I look at it now, I said, look at my life. I read this book about 20-something years ago. And plus, I kept reading. I'm like, the same Bible, reading all the different ages and times, it means a lot and it still means more. Then I'm like, wow. Like Daniel and Revelation. We're trying to talk about Daniel. Let me talk slower. We're trying to talk about Daniel and Revelation to come now on the online store stuff. And we're trying to put them on mugs and jugs and cups and stuff too. It's not a promo for them. We're just saying this is what we're going to do. We're trying to put the Bible translated into words. So when you drink the cup, you drink it in the word. When you eat some food from it, when you drink from the mugs and jugs, you've seen God's word. I love to read something passages. Even the shirts, it's one to put the passages of the scriptures and chapters and put them all in it as a shirt. Line them up and put as much you can and squeeze into that shirt. Like a lithograph. We saw in the videos of the wonderful shop owner in St. Augustine. A lithograph. I like when I'm not bored. I like to learn new things. I want to see more. So I want to see, what else can you do? Give me. Is this Bible boring? No, it's not. But it's not no pictures. It's not a video form. It has imaginative stuff. It has prophetic stuff. I read it, I'm like, wow, I'm taken back. So I'm saying this to say that when you read the Bible, let go a lot of preconceived notions and what you may have heard here and there and say, before you do, I prayed the first video, so I'll just pray the cover for this one. Pray for everything we're doing. Until Ecclesiastes is finished, the prayer covers everything. So we're saying, but prayerfully and with a humble heart and an open mind, say, Lord, what are you trying to show me in your word today? How can I take and apply it? And let's see. Because I believe it's very appropriate. So let's see. I can let this thing read. You can read the whole. There are 12 chapters in there. Seriously, 12 chapters. I'm not stretch them along, but the notebook reads it fast, like about 2-3 minutes. Can I read it? I'll let it read first. I'm playing in the background in case you never heard it. And then you tell me in the comments you think about it. and I may not respond to every comment because there's how many videos? About 1,800 views right now. Well, 1,700 plus. 1.7. It's getting there. I'm not trying to make them. We're going to do it as a world record. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that. Let me talk slow as I said. I'm just trying to get the word out in any way possible to let people know there is a God. He's alive and well. He's strong. Why is he a man? Why not a woman? Why is he? Some people said he's a man or woman. Ariana Grande is wrong. He's not a woman. Okay? Why is he a man? Why are the angels on the earth? No angels are mating with humans. They're wrong. Who said that? There's no Nephilim. It's like to God is mating with humans are mating with animals and well they do. That's boogery. That's bad stuff. But no angels are mating with humans. Okay? Stop thinking that people. Whoever's doing that. Okay? Let God's word speak for itself. Okay? So we're gonna read Ecclesiastes. I think we'll do another book to read it. And I can stop it at some point and says, I'll just stop at the end of the chapter. You see, and see. So I'm gonna power it up. And let me hear the sound. It's like transformers. Ready? Ecclesiastes, read it me, please. I'm gonna put the passage here in front of you. Sorry, in front of you so you can see it. And forgive me if I'm talking fast and stuff like that, but I'd like to hear it. So I'll start it off. It says, the words of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem. Oh, I'd like to hear it. Vanity of vanities. It's like everything of everything. Come on. Say it, the preacher. Vanity of vanities. All is vanity. Seriously. Boost up. Motorcycle still no thunder. You had to go back to my thunder, right? You see? Okay. I'm gonna read from the app on the phone. See? I read it here too, okay? And it's cool. So you can read this one or forward to this one, but I like to hear it. This gentleman's voice from Read the Bible app. Thank you, Bible app, person and voice and company. It sounds good, but now you give me a lot of ads. Please don't put so many ads in there. It's like, but and it's free, right? See, is it really free? It's not nice, but God's word.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What profit hath a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth for ever. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteth to his place where he arose. The wind goeth toward the south, and turneth about unto the north, it whirleth about continually. And the wind returneth again, according to his circuits. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again. All things are full of labor, man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. I, the preacher, was king of Israel in Jerusalem. And I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. This sore travail hath God given to the sons of man to be exercised therewith. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. I communed with mine own heart, saying, Lo, I am come to great estate, and have gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Yea, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge, and I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also is vexation of spirit. For in much wisdom is much grief. And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
I'll pause it here. Did you just hear what he said? I mean, think about it. He said, all things are full of labor. Do you ever feel like you just keep working, and to what ends? Working, doing so much. And he's like, does it matter? Does anybody know? Does anybody think, does only give anybody's like, hey, good job? Does anybody give accolades? God bless you. Good job. Do you do things in the quiet that nobody else knows about? You know? And good things inside. You know? All of this stuff we do, and it's like, what's the purpose of all of this? Why do we do all these things? He's asking the question. He said, I give myself to know wisdom, and I want to know everything. Tell me, what is it? I have wisdom now. What else is there? There's nothing new, but I'm doing. And I'm like, is it any purpose to it? Is it worth it? He's asking questions and he's saying, for in much wisdom, the ending of the chapter 1, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. So he's saying, you see when the arrow helped put this back then, increased awareness, increased consciousness. So notice, he's not sounding, he sounds like cynical and depressed, but he's like, okay, he's just saying, he's like, what's the purpose? But we need wisdom and we need knowledge. The beginning of wisdom and all those things, we need to know what is there. You know, knowledge, my people die. My people are perished because of lack of knowledge. Not because it's not there, but because they don't apply it to their life. They don't apply the knowledge that God gives them. We don't apply everything that God gives. If we did everything the way God had it designed to do, well, it would be a lot different. A lot different place. So he's asking the question we're asking. I've been asking this question too. He's asked a lot of them when it's a college aid back in NICERS and a company retirement agency back in New York. I'm sure you guys might have questions about life too. What is it? He's gonna talk some more. I'm gonna try to pause at the end of every chapter to kind of give you guys a break to talk. Hear my big mouth so you can, I don't know if you want to hear. I hope you want to hear. I'm thinking I'm a bad guy. I'm just trying to say something to say that it's like I just want to break up the monotony if it sounds like dry down, because otherwise it's 12 chapters, but it goes pretty quick. But I want you guys to know it's good. It's good information. Like the guy not to leave with Jack Black, it's good. But it's not as cynical. It's saying we need to hear this. We need to know what he's talking about. So I'm going to stop at the new chapter. This is the second one. Verse 2. Okay? Verse 2. Go on again. Open it. Let me see. I'm at chapter 2, sorry. Chapter 2, verse 1. Starting again. Is that on? I messed it up, right? Where's the audio?
Ecclesiastes 2.
Okay, here we go.
I said in mine heart, go to now. I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure. And behold, this also is vanity. I said of laughter, it is mad, and of mirth, what doeth it? I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life. I made me great works, I builded me houses, I planted me vineyards, I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them of all kind of fruits.
Everything.
I made me pools of water, to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house. Also I had great possessions of great and small cattle, above all that were in Jerusalem before me. I gathered me also silver and gold, and the peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces. I gat me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that of all sorts. So I was great, and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. And whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. And I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do that cometh after the king? Even that which hath been already done. Then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly, as far as light excelleth darkness. The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walketh in darkness. And I myself perceived also that one event happeneth to them all. Then said I in my heart, as it happeneth to the fool, so it happeneth even to me. And why was I then more wise? Then I said in my heart, that this also is vanity. For there is no remembrance of the wise more than of the fool forever, seeing that which now is in the days to come shall all be forgotten. And how dieth the wise man? As the fool. Therefore I hated life, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me. For all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Yea, I hated all my labor which I had taken under the sun, because I should leave it unto the man that shall be after me. And who knoweth whether he shall be a wise man or a fool? Yet shall he have rule over all my labor wherein I have labored, and wherein I have shown myself wise under the sun. This is also vanity. Therefore I went about to cause my heart to despair of all the labor which I took under the sun. For there is a man whose labor is in wisdom, and in knowledge, and in equity. Yet to a man that hath not labored therein shall he leave it for his portion. This also is vanity, and a great evil. For what hath man of all his labor, and of the vexation of his heart, wherein he hath labored under the sun? For all his days are sorrows, and his travail grief, yea, his heart taketh not rest in the night. This is also vanity. There is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. This also I saw, that it was from the hand of God. For who can eat, or who else can hasten hereunto more than I? For God giveth to a man that is good in his sight wisdom, and knowledge, and joy. But to the sinner he giveth travail, to gather and to heap up, that he may give to him that is good before God. This also is vanity, and vexation of spirit.
So, do you hear what he's asking? He's saying that I'm trying everything pleasurable. I'm trying everything nice. Remember, 1,000 wives. Is that the only pleasure we have in this life? Just to have a lot of wives, girlfriends, and all this stuff, and concubines? It's one of the highest pleasures you can get, besides children and stuff like that too. But it also depends on, a lot of different factors. But he said, I built houses, lands, castles, you name it, he's building it. Do we see anything applicable today? What are some of those mammoths? Look at the structures built today. Look at some of the structures in Dubai, China, Japan, Korea, US. Look at some of these massive structures of dams and bridges and railways and trains and bullet trains and mountains and even to cut through the mountains to make things, and all these things are building today. All kind of nice, artly crafted tables and chairs and houses and you name it. Look at the furniture. Even here, this is a house built recently. There's other things too. This is just one of many. We're thankful for what we have, but it's like there's some things that are more lavish and posh and big and nice, and also people who build things out of natural, just simple things of wood and stick and stuff from your garden, straw chairs, huts and stuff. I see some things that furniture made of stuff from like wicker and boom and stuff. And me right now, I can't show back here because it's messy in the back of the house. I got garbage. I had to move the garbage can to make the table to put a space for us to talk. But it's like, look at these potteries and stuff. All this stuff. I'm watching videos this week of people looking at stuff from the ruins of the Incas and the Aztecs and all this stuff and Mayans, and it's like the ruins. Now we're taking time to go study and unearth this stuff with different technology to go and see what's underneath the ground. How was the civilization? It's buried on the ground, and people said this is what is the natural water. Now the earth is taking back its own. So now we ain't gonna be the one who's alarmist and try to say, I'm just saying, we are necessary. We are carbon-based life forms. We are very necessary and all essential. I will just say that in that topic. I'll tell you more one day. But we got to change the algorithms first and before they can censor and block us from what we're going to say. We're just saying, we're looking at the stuff they did back then. All this restructured stuff. It's like, where are they now? We have descendants and remnants of them and remembrances of them and relics and stuff and pottery and all these things you see and clay and everything. And I'm like, did they know that that was going to be it? That time was up. So many people heard before. They find they couldn't have all these things. When they had it, it was taken away because then it's like they felt they were being cursed by the great spirit of the gods, not just them, other people too. And the only way to appease the gods to have more rain and crops and land and good things and fertility, all kind of stuff, is the only way to do was to make a sacrifice of animals, livestock, things. And when there wasn't good enough to think, they said to sacrifice people, children, babies, and always a young virgin, a woman, something. How could you want life by getting rid of life? You want to kill the living to gain something from an unknown entity. You see what people are doing, and sadly, even Solomon succumbed to this when he deviated from God's teachings and God's law. These things were not supposed to happen. If we stayed obedient to God from the beginning, we would not have had to endure so much suffering and pain and sickness. People say, well, it's God's fault. No. God gave us the highest gift possible, the freedom of choice and liberty to choose to do right and wrong. Because he wants us to be Some people say this, what? As lowercase, G-O-D-S. So when they say, oh my God, no, it don't mean to be like a God again. No, he's saying that I want you to have the highest gift. Now God can say, no, wipe it out, stop, scratch. And he did during the time of Noah, the flood. But he loves us so much. And his love is so great to us. He said, listen, I'm not going to stop it. I can stop and stop over. And people say, and who would know? If he erased everything, I would know. When I'm asleep, do I know what's happening to me? Are you knowing you're sleeping? But he said, hey, I want to show the world, the universe, that I have so much confidence in my creation, my people. I know that it's good, that they can do it, despite all they've been through. All the suffering and pain and the loss and the hurt and the insults and the ridicule and the pain and the challenge and the hard labor, working in the sun, not sleeping, working hard for good and bad. Despite all you're going through, all you've been through, I can take care of you. I can show you there's something better coming. Do you believe? Do you have hope that there's something more than what you have now? Can you see what you don't see? We have this. Suppose I have no sight. No, what would my life be like? How different would it be like? I see things on the video and TV and stuff. I'm like, yeah, wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I can see it visually with the senses. Suppose you're blind. What do they see? What does the blind see? They can feel things, read things through their fingers. I'm like, I heard the other senses are accentuated or get more sensitive to other things to compensate for what you don't have. And I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised. This body is so wonderfully created and made, as God says, fearfully and wonderfully made. You can do so many things you never imagine. I mean, the texture of this mango I can feel, and the ridges on it I can feel. Visually it looks smooth, but then I can feel the ridges and stuff in it because of the fingers. And these fingertips, they're all different. Everyone is different than the other. Theirs is different from mine. I can tell. All these things. We hear the gospel too? Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, he said, and Solomon decided to study even the ants. In Proverbs, started studying the little insects and says, all these things. So we're saying, all these things you see right now around you, all this creation, everything else. Land, houses, thing. He even had servants. He said servants even born in his house. So I mean, people were employed on there, and they even had children of their own born into his home. And they all were there too. And Solomon was a good guy. I didn't remember him being abusive. But when he deviated from God, he even ended up to the point of even sacrificing children. A precious, innocent child. Do we see children being sacrificed today? Still? Do we see a high number of children being sacrificed today? Trafficked, abused, molested? And other human beings going through the same thing today? Still? All is vanity. Yet you also see people. I'm not all point the bad. Yet you see people say, listen, I will risk my own life to give this child life and birth. I will save this child if I have to. You see people doing heroic things to save children and save adults, save elderly, cross the road, be attacked by animals, stuff like that, on the sea and stuff. Humans do some amazing things together. So I know we always see the bad. That's what we see in the news all the time. Another one, truck fire, bombing, shooting, molesting, attack thing, arresting thing, traffic. I mean, you name it. Gunfire thing, bomb thing, raid, war. And God said at the same time, despite all that, I will show you a class of people. I'll show you people all around the world. Those who may not even be aware of civilizations are outside of their own town or area or bush or tree, literally. Some people, what they call them the volcanic people. I saw in a video in Philippines, like, people in the volcano? There are people probably in other places we don't even know about yet. How so? What is below the ocean that we haven't even seen yet? Where are the giant structures? We see giant turtles and animals and livestock and all this stuff around us. The reason I say this is that they keep trying to make us believe that we're so limited, we're so infinite, we're so like the dirt. We have nothing. We have done no achievement in life. We were nothing bigger than the dirt. Yet you show me big turtles and big animals and big mosquitoes, big stuff in the Museum of Natural History and other places. And humans were always tiny, like they were evolved from monkeys and slime pits and moles, and they didn't know what they're gonna be like yet. What do we expect when we tell them that they have no purpose and no being in outside of a wonderful creator who made them strong and big like them? Listen to what Solomon was doing. Building homes and lands and stuff, and building, what they doing back then. And he did it. He didn't do it himself only. He had helpers. So people were building stuff back then. How many years ago was the Bible written? It was 2,500 years ago. So are we evolving to build houses and lands and stuff still? Come on. Get serious, okay? Give God his praise and his credit. He did it. It was good. It's just some time. So when I say this to say that, it's like, oh, what's going on here? Right? God is doing stuff man can't have nothing on, but man can just yield and bend the knee and say, God be praised. Thank you for what you did for me. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you, God. Now this part here, and again, he says, with much knowledge, much wisdom comes sorrow, because as you know more, you see there's more suffering and pain than you can possibly solve in your own lifetime for yourself. The pain and hurt we go through every day. oh, I wish it would end and we could just be happy forever. Well, God made us to be happy forever in the beginning. But we've made some bad choices. We, all of us. It was not them, it was us. We are them. And they are us. We're the children, all children of God. Male, female, young and old, tall and small. And God did it. Because He has faith in us. So and He said, God will give you more than you can bear. More temptation than you can bear. I mean, God must have a lot of confidence in us. I believe He does. If that's the case, and He believes so much in us, do we believe that much in ourselves? Do you believe that much in me? Do I believe that much in you and you and you? Why do we shed blood so quick in some places? Why are we so willing to have these bombs and wars and conflicts and stuff? People bleeding to death and dying. We're trying so hard to save life, and yet people are willing to drop a bomb. And now they want to use AI to say AI will do it. So therefore, I didn't do it. Well, who programmed the AI? He's falling out of it. Who programmed this stuff? Drone strikes. I just kill a few supposedly terrorists here. Who's a terrorist? Who's a terrorist? Now I heard the definition changes. It was supposed to be for people who want to terrorize people, but now it's working from within. Even in some governments, working against their own population. This is a conspiracy theory. Yes, seriously. Somebody used a phrase I saw on AJ about what to say as a I say if I say his name, they're like, he's bad in the video. Those people who want to deny conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theory deny. I say it's like someone who denies the conspiracy theory, though the conspiracy is not a theory. The conspiracy is actually true. So they deny the truth by trying to knock it off in your mind and say, don't believe that. It's just fake news, but it actually is real. So the lies that tell us is true. And they tell the truth, shut up. God says, no, we will not shut up. I will speak it. Because there's a time and season for everything. And now is the time to learn this stuff. So we're going to learn more about God's stuff. Time and season for it. So we're going to get the next part. We're going to keep going. What do you guys got? Chapter 3 of Proverbs. Sorry. And Ecclesiastes. I love Proverbs so much. But Proverbs actually leads right a segue into this. But we're doing Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Signs and times of the seasons. Let me see if I got that one. Are we here? Let's see. I like the way this guy reads. He reads very nice. I like his voice. Let me see. Take a little time to boot up. Does it go? Hitting? Mm-hmm. We're going to chapter 3. Gives you time to kind of ponder.
Ecclesiastes 3.
Let's go. Thank you.
To everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born, and a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace, a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get, a time to lose, a time to keep, and a time to cast away, a time to rend, and a time to sow, time to keep silence, and a time to speak, a time to love, and a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboureth? I have seen the travail which God hath given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life, and also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor, it is the gift of God. I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And God doeth it, that men should fear before him. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And God requireth that which is past. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in mine heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, but there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in mine heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts. Even one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All go unto one place, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him?
Think about it. Time and season for everything. I don't think I need to explain more in terms of that. It's everything is happening, just as it said. So we're gonna end this one. This is part 2. We're gonna go to part 3. I'm gonna break it up so at least you can hear it without, I know sometimes might get tired hearing it, but it's like we're gonna finish chapter 12. So we're down ending chapter 3. We're gonna go to chapter 4 after this. Okay? So we're gonna give you a little break. This is shorter than the first one, but we're gonna do it to make it easier to upload also. God's word is this is powerful. But he's speaking from the heart, he's telling the truth. What more? He said, what more? Is there anything better in life you can do except to rejoice and enjoy your work? Enjoy your daily bread. And also when Moses said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds. Well, Jesus said it, but Moses had the thing also and give us, help us with man and other way you preach about God. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded from the mouth of God. Remember how long Jesus and Moses them fed? Jesus through Moses fed us, all of us in the wilderness. And he said us. Well, I wasn't there. Yes, we were. Yes, we were. The same mindset was there. The same consciousness was there. Same behaviors was there. Same patterns were there. We were the children of Israel. We were the one going to the Exodus. We were the one there. I'm not transporting now. Jesus continue. We can continue. But we were not there. We were not there at the time, right? Where we were. We were the same ones there. They are us, we are them. Tell me what's different. Their actions, we are making. Their choices, we make the same. Are we murmuring, complaining, and bitter against God? Yeah, we are. Are we loving God? Yes, we do. Are we treating God bad? Are we treating each other bad? Yes, we do. Are we loving each other and treating each other good? Yes, we do. What's different? So we're going to give God praise. So we're going to take a quick pause on this one here. We're going to get to chapter 4 next. It says, increase of vanity by oppression, envy, and idleness. So now God says, this is what you've done. From what you understand, what you've seen, what have you been doing? We're going to continue. Okay? Chapter 4 coming up next. Thank you.